Hi, I'm Helen Ryba, and welcome to a very special episode of The Chef's Plate in partnership with the New England Farmers Union. This is the Farm Fresh Chef Challenge. We're going to travel through New England and visit 3 local farms. We're going to fill this basket with only the freshest of ingredients, and then we're going to bring the basket to 3 New England chefs who all have a passion for using locally sourced ingredients. The challenge is they're going to have to use everything in this basket and make a dish in 45 minutes. After the dish has been prepared, it will be judged on taste, creativity, and presentation by our esteemed guest judges, Susan Laughlin of New Hampshire Magazine and Keith Saracen of the Farmer's Dinner. It's going to be a fun-filled and tasty show, so let's hit the road. This special episode of The Chef's Plate, in partnership with the New England Farmers Union, is brought to you by the following sponsors: Acadia Insurance, Real Pickles, The Farmer's Dinner, Peterborough Basket Company, The Farmer's Cow, and 4 Star Farms. We are here at Trombley Gardens in Milford, New Hampshire, a family-run farm since 1950, where they started with 4 cows and 500 chickens. They were a chicken farm, a dairy farm, and now they're a beef farm with a seasonal farm stand and some great greenhouses. So let's go meet Sean, find out a little bit of the history of Trombley Gardens, and see all the great products they have to offer.
My name is Sean Trombley, and today we're at Trombley Gardens on Sunny Prairie Farm in Milford, New Hampshire. The farm was purchased in 1950 by my grandfather, Stanley. Primarily it was a chicken farm at the time, raising broilers and replacement birds for the poultry industry. He, over time, converted it into a dairy farm, and at its peak he milked, with my father, 200 dairy cows. He sold the dairy herd in 1985, converted to a beef herd, beef cattle farm, and also raising hay for the horse industry. So currently we are raising about 120 head of beef cattle, 30 hogs a year. We raise about 15 acres of vegetables, probably about 140 acres of hay crops, and 40 acres of corn silage. Most of it all is retail sales through the farm stand. We also have a CSA here on the farm. In the summertime, we sell at 3 farmers markets. We sell at 2 off-site locations. So in the summertime, we're very busy marketing our products retail. We do sell a little bit to some restaurants and also to some other wholesale customers. We are open year-round. In the wintertime, we close during the week, but we're open weekends. We've had a lot of customers want to know where they can buy their local milk, local eggs, local cheeses, and also beef and pork that we raise. I think the farm-to-table movement is very important in the fact that it's letting the consumer get back to know where their food is coming from. It's helping the local economy. I have several people working for me full-time that if I wasn't here and I didn't have customers buying from me locally, that wouldn't have a job here. So I believe the food is more nutritious. I believe you can offer some products that taste better because they are not bred to be shipped long distances. They're bred to be picked and sold that day and hopefully eaten that day. And I think we get better flavor, better nutrition, and helping the local economy. Being my own boss, not knowing, even though every day is very similar, every day is very different. The challenges that we have, whether it's insect pressure, disease pressure, marketing pressures, but being here for my kids, they can be here, they get off the school bus here, and they're here with me in the afternoon, and that means a lot to me. This is what I was bred to do. My grandfather, my father, myself. I mean, this is what we do.
I am here at Eastleigh Farm in Framingham, Massachusetts. It's been a dairy farm for close to 100 years. The current owner, Doug Steffen, grew up right down the street, and he worked here as a teenager. About 8 years ago, he bought the farm in order to keep it from being developed. Let's go meet Doug and find out more about the history of Eastleigh Farm.
Eastleigh actually goes back several centuries as a dairy farm. Originally back in the early 1800s, when Framingham was much more agricultural than it is. This was a Guernsey farm. There were Jerseys, there were various farms that had different types of cows. The farm I worked at as a youngster had Holsteins. I did work here as a youngster, and they were always Guernseys. There'd been Guernseys here for a long time. And because Guernseys were such a special breed, this farm took on a special identity. It was very upscale. The people who owned it had the ability to build beautiful buildings and to have the animals taken care of in a way that you wouldn't find on normal farms. So this farm has a rich history of doing things the right way. At Eastleigh, we produce with our cows raw milk. We have cheeses that are made from pasteurized and raw milk. We have ice cream, and then other related dairy products. We started to sell eggs and things that are traditional. If you remember back, and I'm saying this to a lot of people who may go back as far as I do, the old Kennedy butter and egg stores, or eggs and butter, I can't remember, but they were a small little specialty shop that was all around New England, and all they did was sell dairy products and eggs. And sort of that model, if you will, is what I've used to create the store. The reason why I am involved in this as an avocation is because of my love for the community, what I grew up around. My history is these farms as a kid. I worked on them, I learned my values, I learned to love the cows. That's certainly one thing that's a priority for me. The other thing is these animals themselves. They are very sensitive beings, they're sweet beings, they are smart beings, and when we bring tours in here, I just love to see the people, especially the children, react to how the cars are. You know, I hear the kids go out on the hay rides on the weekend, and they're screaming, and they're happy, laughing. Oh, Mommy, look at that cow. The cows will come right up and stick their nose in the wagons, that sort of stuff. That's very special to me.
We are here at Diamond Farm in Wendell, Massachusetts, where they raise some of the most tender, juicy, and flavorful turkeys in the area, plus chickens, eggs, beef, and so much more. We're going to meet Peter, his sisters Ann and Faith, and 5,000 of their closest friends.
My name is Pete Diamond. We're in the town of Wendell, Mass, at the Diamond Farm. Well, it's mostly right now it's mostly a turkey operation. We raise turkeys from day one. We buy them from another hatchery and we raise them up here until we get them ready to dress them off and sell them for Thanksgiving. That's the biggest thing. We also raise roasting chickens through the summer, the spring, summer, and fall. And also we have egg layers. We have 3,000 egg layer chickens that produce about 200 dozen eggs a day. We do haying as well. We have a small herd of beef cows that we grow our own feed for through the winter. And so we'll be busy doing hay as well. What's important to me about this family farm is that I get to work with 6 of my sisters. And also I have 5 other brothers, and they are willing to come in and help as needed. They all have their own jobs, but especially around Thanksgiving, when things get real busy, the family kind of pulls together and to help each other out to make things run smoother. The thing about family that I like also is there's a dependability there. You know that they're going to be there to help you out in a situation if the one does come up. The reason that fresh turkey is the best is the way we raise them. They're out in the sunshine, they're pasture raised, so they're on green grass. We feed them a real high quality, all natural feed. So the birds have clean air, clean water, they're outside in the sunshine. It just makes the taste of the turkey that much better. The way our turkeys taste that I've experienced is a lot of times the white meat on like a store-bought turkey, so to speak, would be kind of dry. These turkeys, because they're out in the sunshine and what they eat, is when they're cooked, there's a moistness to the meat, juiciness to the meat. It's delicious.
Ready to turn up the heat? It's time to visit our 3 chefs to see who will win the Farm Fresh Chef Challenge.
What are we at?
We're at 16 minutes.
Jeez.
You know, the food we eat has changed so much. Today, the average meal travels 1,500 miles before it even reaches your plate. We no longer know that farmer and know the food that they grow. We forgot how real food is even supposed to taste. We forgot the experience of picking fresh food and taking the very first succulent bite. Somewhere along the way, we lost our connection with food and farmer. Tonight is about bringing people back to the farm. Bringing them back to a sustainable food system where local food is the norm and not the exception. Tonight is about local restaurants being a part of a sustainable food system, purchasing food from farms and not from factories. Tonight is about building a community that embraces the farmer rather than ostracizing them to a relic of the past.
The New England Farmers Union is one of the newer chapters of the National Farmers Union, the oldest general farm organization in the country. And the New England Farmers Union represents the interests of New England's diversified farmers and small boat fishermen in Washington on federal legislation and regulations that impact family farmers. One example would probably be the Food Safety Modernization Act, which was a really game-changing set of federal regulations impacting food safety and how farms prepare their food for market. Farms like this one here we're at in Milford on Sean Trombley's farm do a lot of positive conservation practices that bring additional value to their communities through soil and water conservation efforts, maintaining wildlife habitat, recreational use of the land. These are great community centers. Besides providing us wonderful food, this is also a huge asset to the community. And that's something that people in New England, and I think increasingly across the country, are realizing that it's beyond the food, it's beyond that price per calorie, it's the other values that these farms bring to their communities.
Our first stop will be at the farm table at Crinkle Candle in Bernardston, Massachusetts, with executive chef Brett Nepke, whose philosophy on food, work, and life comes down to a single word: respect. Respect for the ingredients, respect for those you serve, respect for those who work for you, and respect for yourself. And if you love your work, you will surely taste it. All right, so this is a 2-basket challenge. Okay, so take a look, and then we'll set the timers, okay?
Deal. All right, let's see what we have here first. All right, is this? Yeah, Diamond Farms, whole turkey. Okay, it looks like we have some local eggs. Now that makes me happy. Perfect this time of year. Okay, now you're just flirting with me. 4-Star Farms cornmeal. This is actually the cornmeal that we use in our cornbread. And a little bit of queso fresco. Ginger carrots from Real Pickles. They're a great company. They're just down the street here in Greenfield, so that ought to be a really interesting ingredient to work with. Garlic, some chili. Garlic, chili, cornmeal, pumpkin, turkey. Okay, we can do this.
Okay, and you have 45 minutes. Go.
Thank you. I take these downstairs and I'm going to smoke these. What do I like most about cooking? I think I've always liked to be able to have the opportunity just to take care of people, to please people, and I think that any chef loves being able to get that feedback. For me, it's an opportunity to be able to create a form of, really it's a form of art, but it's immediate. It's like right now, you get to people to put something onto a plate that takes very raw, primal ingredients, you transform them into something that's a vision in your head, you give it to people, they're so appreciative. And I mean, for me, it's that opportunity, it's the artistic side of it, and it's just that appreciation side of it and the opportunity to really kind of take care and nurture somebody else.
Which ingredient do you feel is the most difficult to incorporate into a dish?
Quite honestly, right now, I'm finding the hard one's gonna be the eggs. It's trying to be able to find just a way to be able to bring that into this dish in the direction I'm going with it. So for the moment, that one's the one that's actually kind of, has got my attention. Let's put it that way.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
So here, let me present. So really, I was looking at something that was just a take on a classic. So the turkey is wrapped in prosciutto, and it's stuffed with a little bit of that beautiful queso fresco that was presented to me. So I really wanted to do this almost like a turkey cordon bleu. So the eggs were used in the batter dip on that, just with a little bit of crusty panko on the outside. Underneath that, we do have, it's a 4-Star Farms cornmeal. So I turned that into a type of Italian polenta, infused with that beautiful little red jalapeno, and it does have some bite. But quite honestly, I like that kind of contrast. So when it just lights up your taste buds. Underneath there in the center, I was able to use the pumpkin and the carrots together in conjunction for a sauce. The pumpkin itself was smoked, and then it was cooked down with a little bit of chicken stock along with the, actually I should say turkey stock. There was actually a reduction. So that was cooked down together, and those are pureed, just a little touch of cream, and then also finished off with that turkey reduction. So trying to be able to use all the parts of the animal. And again, now 45 minutes does fly by. Well, please enjoy, and I hope that is going to be to your liking tonight. Thank you.
It's absolutely fantastic. I love the textures. You have a lot of play on textures on this, and it's really, really nice way to start this off.
Well, I think it's a great gestalt of everything. You know, you have the crispy outer coating, nice, and a little bit of heat, a little bit of sweet, the richness of this broth, earthy mushrooms like you spoke before.
Absolutely.
It's a delight. It's a delight.
This is absolutely fantastic. You get the creaminess, you get crunchiness, and you get earthiness. That's pretty much everything you want in a fantastic dish, right? So this was fantastic. It's gonna be really tough to beat.
I can see that for sure.
Our second stop will be a joinery in Newmarket, New Hampshire, with executive chef Brendan Vesey, who is a veteran of the local food scene. Chef Vesey's upbringing in Virginia has formed much of his palate as a chef. So you can use anything from your own kitchen, but you have to use everything here too.
Okay.
Okay, you have 45 minutes.
All right.
Let me get the starter going here. And go.
All right. At Joinery, we focus on New England ingredients cooked through a Southern lens. So I'm from the South, and we like to serve large amounts of vegetables flavored with proteins, and we like Southern food. The farm-to-table movement is important to me because I would rather return our dollars to our local economy, to the farmers who come in and eat with us, who support the same things I support, and I want to find people who are as interested in growing the ingredients as I am in cooking them.
So can you tell us what you're thinking about?
So I'm gonna make a smoked squash hash with some of the giblets from the turkey, and then I'm gonna cook the thigh and the breast tender. I'm just gonna pan roast it, and then we're gonna do like a breakfast. So we're gonna have grits, cheese grits with the queso fresco, and then we're gonna do a little poached egg on top of that. And I think that's, and then we're gonna use the pickled carrots. Gonna help that pickle start to do a quick pickle on the squash as well. So we use the squash in a couple ways and we'll add the seeds back in. So this will be kind of a relish chow chow type thing to go on top of the whole dish when it's done.
Seconds.
All right.
Done. Almost a whole minute to spare.
All right. So we have some white corn grits with queso fresco, and grilled turkey tender, chicken fried turkey thigh, some fried turkey skin, a poached egg, and that's all topped off with a little bit of carrot and raw pumpkin relish. And underneath there's also a pumpkin hash with garlic and a little bit of chili. And around this plate there's some pumpkin seeds for garnish.
Awesome. Thank you, Chef.
Wow, Keith, this is incredible. It's kind of like Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah, this looks fantastic. I can't wait to try it.
Wow, I'm loving this hash down here. It's kind of working as like the stuffing.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. The hash is really, really, really well done. It's a wonderful thing that simple ingredients done exceptionally well can make it just an excellent dish. You know, people cook turkey one day a year, and so some people might find it challenging. But what I love about this right here is this is something that you pick up the Thanksgiving idea with what he did with the squash and everything like that.
Right.
But you're getting just a remarkable turkey flavor out of this. It's so succulent, it's so well done. This is a great dish.
You know, Keith, it was kind of odd to be coming here at 9 o'clock in the morning for dinner, but I think Chef kind of solved that problem by giving us kind of a breakfast version of Thanksgiving. So this is perfect.
Absolutely, what a great way to start the day.
And of course, how better can you start it than with a nice drink, a Bloody Mary?
Absolutely.
Our third stop will be in Vinland in Portland, Maine, with executive chef David Levy. Vinland's mission is as much about ecology, building the local economy, and teaching good nutrition as it is about great food. Here we go. Here are your baskets of fresh ingredients. Go ahead and take a look. See what you think. "45 minutes.
All right, great. That's pretty mild. Vinland is, as far as I know, the first restaurant in the world where every ingredient and every dish is local. Local food is generally going to be better because the food that's transported over large distances is usually industrial food. It doesn't make sense to set up long distance supply chains if you're a very small organic farm. So the food that winds up being transported over large distances will tend to be stuff that is genetically modified, laden with pesticides, grown with synthetic fertilizer, grown in non-biodiverse land, grown in poor soil. Not because it was originally poor, but because it's been stripped of its ingredients through extractive agriculture. So wherever you are in the world, the local food is likely to be really good because it's a food that's being grown responsibly on land that's being taken care of, and that of necessity is going to happen on a small scale. What are we at?
We're at 16 minutes.
Jeez. What's our time?
Time is 10 minutes and 51 seconds. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. What I decided to do here was to debone the turkey leg and thigh, remove the tendon and the remaining bones in it, and just get that pure meat. Lightly breaded it with the cornmeal using the egg yolk as a binder. Took some of the turkey skin and poached it in bone broth reduction, and then baked it along with a little bit of herb salt. The sauce that comes with the turkey is a spicy emulsion made from a base of ghee and condensed yogurt whey for acidity. The hot chilies in there, along with the garlic and the probiotic ginger carrot ferment. The turkey is then topped with some Minitina greens from the Vinland garden and some lovage from Frith Farm and a nasturtium also from our garden. I took the pumpkin, the Caribbean pumpkin, shredded it in the RoboCoupe, poached that in yogurt whey, threw in some lovage that also has some onion and garlic in it, and then popped it in the oven with the fresh cheese on top.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chef.
Yeah, enjoy.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready, Keith. This is wonderful. Just to start with, the bowl is gorgeous and it's keeping my hands warm.
Perfect.
It looks like it was hand thrown, and I bet it was made locally too.
Sounds good. Let's dig in.
Right.
See, what I love about the protein is texture. I always say the mark of a good chef is balance. And what you have here is you have a fantastic balance with the breading. You have a wonderful emulsion under there that really brings a nice creamy texture to it. And the protein's cooked really, really, really well.
Right, it's tender, it's succulent, it's that rich dark meat.
To have such simple ingredients create such complex flavors at times is just remarkable. And to know everything was sourced locally, that's an amazing thing. So I don't know, all three were fantastic. This is gonna be a tough one.
It really is. This meal is delicious.
Well, I guess we can celebrate to local food.
And to good flavors
Very
and great people.
3 great plates.
Yeah.
So, but someone has to be the winner. So who do you pick as your winner, the ultimate?
Well, we talked and we struggled back and forth because there was fantastic things about each and every one of these restaurants. We thought that ubiquitously they all did service and justice to each one of these.
They met the challenge.
They all even rose above the challenge. So to pick a clear winner, we had to go based off of creativity and overall flavor and presentation.
And you know, sometimes flavor is king. So in the end, we like
Drum roll.
we really like Vinland because every single component of that dish was unique and was extraordinary tasting. And extraordinary is a word you don't use very often.
Okay, David, the judges had a really tough decision, but ultimately you won. Your food was the best.
Thank you.
So congratulations, and thank you so much for being part of the Chef Challenge.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. We'd like to thank our partner, the New England Farmers Union, and we'd also like to thank the following sponsors: Acadia Insurance, Real Pickles, The Farmer's Cow, 4 Star Farms, The Farmer's Dinner, and Peterborough Basket Company. Thank you.